Hello, good evening and welcome to Out and About in Ireland on Irish TV. Today we're here in the beautiful picturesque village of Riverstown in County Sligo for the National Vintage Festival 2014. Today's event showcases the largest collection of vintage machinery, tractors, vehicles and crafts in the whole country.
Yes, we have a jam-packed show with vintage displays, lots of activities on offer, plus even more great features from around the country. So here's a look at what's coming up on tonight's programme. Coming up on tonight's show, we take a step back in time as I get a first-hand lesson in thrashing. I also get close-up to a restored steam engine. Rory gets a glimpse back in time through the lens of vintage cameras. And I see how I measure up to Ireland's smallest cow. And we fly the flag for the Sligo Rovers Heritage Group. All that plus lots more coming up on this week's Out and About in Ireland from the National Vintage Festival.
Yeah, as you can see, there's so much happening here in Riverstown for the National Vintage Festival. And joining me on the show now is one of the main organisers of the festival, John Taylor. John, a wonderful day here in Riverstown for the festival.
Yes, it's really wonderful, so it is. We're absolutely delighted with the crowd. And of course the weather is wonderful. We always seem to be lucky here in Riverstown. We always get a good day for the June Bank holiday weekend. But we're delighted to have so many here, a vast crowd. We've a wonderful number of exhibits here from right around Ireland and people here from right around Ireland and actually abroad as well. We're absolutely thrilled.
And can you tell me about the history of the festival here in Riverstown?
Well, the festival started here in Riverstown in 1994, so we're celebrating just 20 years of festivals here. They all have been successful, but today is the it's the highlight of the Irish Vintage Calendar. That's when the National Rally, and Riverstown this year are hosting it for the Irish Vintage Society.
And can you tell me about, because there's so much here for people to see and do, can you tell us about some of the things that are taking place here today?
Well, as you can see, it's about a variety. We have motor cars, tractors, bicycles and all the rest of it. We have an enormous amount of crafts, and as you can see there, the beautiful old farm scene just behind me. The bicycles just up here all belong to the bygone days. The Curragh display from Mayo, the steam engine from Donegal, stationary engines from Laois, quite a distance, quite an array of stuff. Then in the main buildings inside, in the McGee building, we have the cameras display, the doll situation, the history of the past, the lace selection and wonderful tool displays. And then of course in the marquee, that new marquee from kindly out here from Sligo, Leader Partnership in Sligo, and they're one people I'd like to thank because their workers have been here in full force to help us out for this event. But in that building we have a wonderful display of die-cast models and model farms, and also up in the corner you might have saw the Sligo Rovers memorabilia. And for the first time ever in Sligo we have two cups, the FEI Cup and the Secanta Cup. So it's just a wonderful occasion of all that on the one site and the one day. But this folk park is open all the year round, so we'd ask visitors that's watching this to come and visit us and enjoy the past as displayed here in the folk park.
Great, John. Well, thanks for joining us on Irish TV, and hopefully it'll be a wonderful day. As you can see, the weather is fantastic as well, so hopefully it'll be brilliant.
And thank you very much to Irish TV for coming, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Very good. Thanks, John. We'll head over to Ashley now and find out what she's been getting up to.
So I'm standing now with John O'Rourke, who is the man who put together and more importantly maintains this fine steam engine. John, thank you for chatting to us. Yes. Can you describe to me how exactly this works?
Well, I'll tell you, fill it up with water.
Okay, yeah.
That's number one. And you light the fire in here. And you wait for about an hour for the steam pressure to rise up.
So just the way the pressure is kind of coming down?
Yes, there's full pressure on it now. You see the safety valve is lifted. And it won't get any higher than that as long as the safety valve keeps working properly.
So without that safety valve, this would blow up basically?
It would just blow to pieces.
So we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that to happen.
And did you put this together and you maintained it?
No, I bought it, but I maintain it. I do all the repair work to it myself.
Right.
I can get the bits and pieces from England if I need any, and I can put them together myself. I worked with them when I was a young small boy down in Wexford, down in Kilrush in County Wexford. I had uncles and my father had a lot of those big full-size ones. They had 14 altogether.
14 of these kind of machines?
Yes, full-size ones. They trashed all over Wicklow, Wexford and Carlow.
So you've been doing this since you were a little kid. This is a passion of yours then?
It's a passion of it. I just love it.
How often do you have to put coal into it?
You put a little constant, about every 20 minutes. Just a couple of these little shovels. If you get it, put too much, it get too hot.
So with the wheels going, is that that's going forward now?
That's going forward now. If I had it in gear now, that would be going forward.
Okay.
But if I have it like this, now I'd be going in reverse gear. I'd be going reverse. See, there's no gear handle. It's a direction lever, to call that.
So it's literally just forward and back?
Forward and back, yes.
And then depending how much of the coal and the steam,
That's right.
how quick it goes?
How fast it goes, yes, actually.
Very good. And I see the name on it is Jack
Jack, yeah.
here on the side. Why is it called Jack, or is there any reason?
People that I bought it off of, his father was called Jack, name was Jack, and so the son wondered, he called it after his father.
So John, you're going to make the whistle first now?
I'm going to whistle now, yes. Okay.
That didn't quite work the way we planned. You're going to have a lot of people coming over to you today to keep making that noise.
It'll be all over now, actually.
That's amazing. From steam engines to Kirk Macon, Rory pops along to speak to Dr. Brendan McInerney.
That's a tight thing which all of my kept in the curry top of your team. So, well, it's Carachun Creekon on Tanam Bay Gate, no, the Belderic Carach on Tanam Bay. Agus Shane Carach Biaku, in Dushkat Conda Wheel, which is Blino. Och the Shaskablina hen had the barge diesel as ja, agus Jimmy Nakari gone. You Jeno Carach's Dushkat Wheel or Major Shaska. No, 3 blino hen. Run a hen, agus Mark Hard, Declan Coffee, run him out the tin at top here doing it. When it each and the head can, I told you, a Dushkat Wheel, they pay the bleed. Agus beachy the organ and make an ariga, agus her crew, I head through the from raw organs and every, we should go on with our fun. Well, no, we Michelle Chartreuse, bleed the first, Tommy shocked the heart bleed these, so shocked the bleed of it. We Michelle Chartreuse. Right hand jerk than a curry shot, I just for bread on at Belgium. Agus got ich say the Easter number on or me and the head agus me Agus got Tranon and it be the curry dollar. With my hand, agus gach gasur his agus na firad called Ray le dollar. You're a banan, you're a Kalina bacon, fed agus gasur a one. Agus we may his gahi here. You're a merk simply caramela on bladder. We may his agus we jobbany beggar lay generate the gas or richigas fire and maller, agus richigas fire in a crook, you know. A vedic shin on Majara, we shin a horse and news, I'm shin on run. Almost, I can say, I've done a steward shin. Agus, in shin, no, the Jerry Mass, my first 3 blina, Jago him. What's made General Sludger, a curry, it was 3 million for young Gorisha. On an ahent as a horse. Dan a dini gyda skillin di skill special ag na dini lechon garasha. Manila koch madju wan. Is feidir lat na madji ekal pifirdan. Shetra hiega ta sheet agus sheet na kennis more canawan vi an dina agus nur na frilak madju wan agus kahi stjurhor of hagan so kuger. A bhí an grú a bhí an garachmór tá tííam. Bhí tá skillin mé, bhí an skillin mé, bhí ólas bhí begnach nar a cithna begnach ní rá citneid mór an daoine ar an cúsóir sciile bhí an. Agus sin tandan an fáchanna gur me héin agus deplan gur chuig mar na chuid sin. Agus tá an sciil ag teachtar éis, bhí mud an dá saoútá imíonis, bhí mud deméid leis na gorach sin ó réisiúnta maid. Agus le cúnú dé be man se claúnis, mí an bhetheh go mí lúnasá an tamacha. So le cúnú dé an seachtain tethugan be méid tasnú a rís leis an gorach sin.
You keep missing coffee. That's good.
I want to show you some features which make this colour so good. The one feature is that if you see the bow comes up at the back.
Yeah.
That's the bow. Now that made this type colour very good for drift net fishing, because with drift nets you let the drift nets out and then you tie them onto this cloth here. But when you're sitting on the nets, while the nets are out, the rear of the currach is facing into the waves.
Oh yeah.
Naturally faces into the waves when you're sitting on a tow of nets. And that means that when you have a raised stern, it helps. The bow, these are sort of rounded, but this first one here is sort of V-shaped.
Yeah.
And there are two V-shaped ones in the bigger currach. And that gives it a sharper edge, so that it cuts into the water better. And of course, we always had the bottle in holy water to keep look on. And the other thing is, when they went out to sea, as soon as the bay was blessed every year, it still is. The parish priest comes and blesses the bay for the fishermen. But they would stop at the top of the pier, and the skipper and everybody else took off their hats. And some of them were baldies, like myself, didn't like it, but they took off their hats. And the skipper would go, 1, 2, 3, bless yourselves. And so with the holy water, the bay was blessed, so they blessed themselves.
Well, while me and Rory go for a quick spin of this,
It's time for us to take another quick break here on the programme, but join us after the break. We've got lots more still to come from the National Vintage Festival. Come on, let's get going.
right, okay, we'll go this way.
From the 25th to the 29th of June, the French occupy Ballina, County Mayo. With 20 events over 5 days, experience the epic battle that took place as Humbert's troops marched through the town. Watch the past come to life with Humbert's footsteps.
Water, vital to our daily lives. It gives us life. It transports us. It's a playground for sport and activities. But water always deserves our respect. Without warning, it can suddenly and silently take a life. Learn swimming and life-saving skills. Use life jackets and equipment properly. Visit iws.ie.
Would you like to dramatically improve your hearing? Digital Hearing has 5,000 hearing aids to give away free. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for one now. For over 30 years, Digital Hearing has helped people improve their hearing. But there are thousands of you out there who are still hard of hearing and doing nothing about it. So Digital Hearing wants to give you a hearing aid free, so you can hear how it can help you enjoy better hearing. So call free on 1800 882822 now. Do you need the volume of the television turned up? Do you strain to hear what family and friends are saying? If I can't see to read, I wear my glasses. If you can't hear well, you should try an aid from Digital Hearing. It could change your life. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for your free sample hearing aid. Remember, better hearing from Digital Hearing.
Malloy Fuels, Dungannon, Belfast and Lurgan. We pride ourselves on our prompt, professional and friendly service at the most competitive prices. With more than 40 years experience supplying domestic heating, commercial, agricultural oils and solid fuels, and now keeping you on the road with our 24-hour filling station in Dungannon. Malloy Fuels, we're here when you need us.
Mayo.ie is your home for all things Mayo. Mayo.ie is a website connecting Mayo people at home and abroad, with local news, parish newsletters, event guide, online shop, business listings and much, much more. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Mayo.ie, your guide for all things Mayo.
Country Stoves, with you from the good old days right to the present time.
So standing here beside me now is Henry Judge, the owner of the world's smallest cow. One thing I did not expect to see here today. Henry, tell us about Ella.
Yeah, well, Ella is a cow that we bred on the farm at home in Dromore West, County Sligo. 4 years ago, we had a lady out from the radio called Ella McSweeney, and she was doing an interview with me on Dexter's. The morning she was on the farm, there was one of the cows heavily pregnant, and we had hoped that she may give birth before Ella would leave the yard. Unfortunately she didn't, but I did promise Ella that if she had a female calf I would call it Ella. And lo and behold, in the morning when I go over to the farm, here's a lovely healthy Dexter heifer calf, and we called it Ella. We noticed at the time that it was a little bit smaller than the rest of the calves, and it was definitely much cuter. It looked more like a little deer than it did a calf. But we continued to hold on to her. We were very fond of her, and in just over a year she had her first calf, and we didn't think she'd ever go in calf. She was so small, so that was a surprise as well. So everything with Ella has been a surprise since the day she was born.
And you mentioned she's a Dexter calf. That's a rare breed, is it? Or?
Yes, Dexters have entered the rare breed. They were an Irish breed that were bred in a little town in Tipperary called Dundrum. They were bred by a man called William Dexter, and they were bred to live on the Irish cottage acre, so that you could raise your cow on the cottage acre plus her calf. You would have milk for your house, you would have butter for your house, and that's where they originated.
And you yourself, you milk Ella every morning?
Yeah, every morning Ella comes into her sty, and we get a gallon of milk to cover the house. We use what we have to use for tea, we skim the rest, and we make butter that is country butter, and my daughter is making cheese with the leftover milk.
Very good. And you have a herd of the Dexter cattle back in your home. You raise these, or?
Yeah, we keep a herd of about 30. We're breeding Dexter since 2002, and we're just breeding Dexters now for just over 12 years. The quality of their meat is second to none. It's highly sought after. It was first published by a chef in England called Gordon Ramsay. He brought on a programme, and he cooked some of the Dexter beef, and he had some of the samplers from all over the world to discover that it was the finest beef in the world.
So she's a rare delicacy in more ways than one.
In more ways than one, yeah.
What is the height of Ella? Will she only grow? That is her height, the way she is now.
The way she is now, she is 4-year-old. There's only one way she grows now, and that's downwards. And as everybody knows, when cattle get older, it's down they grow. So the Dexters in general have their growth given at 1 year old. They're a very fast grower. They're different than that of your conventional cow, which grows. Some of them will grow up to 2-year-old, put on a little bit of height. Those are full grown at 1 year old. So we had her officially measured by a team of vets, Jerry Ryan and company, and she was officially measured at just short of 31 inches, 78 centimetres to be exact.
Very good. And so far as you know, Ella is the only cow that holds the title of the world's smallest cow.
Well, at the moment she has challenged what was there already, and what was the smallest cow in the world was an English bred and English owned Dexter by the name of Swallow, a black Dexter, also a short leg Dexter, and it's said on the bulletin that we got from the society in England that Swallow measured up or down 32 3/4 inches, which is just 1 3/4 inches short of Ella, short of 32 3/4.
Lovely. Well, she's definitely not shy to all the attention around her today, so I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you for talking to us.
She seems to be laughing it up, and thank you very much, and do enjoy the show. It's a lovely day here in Riverstown. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots to see and do down here at Riverstown at the National Vintage Festival, and joining me now is John McGee from Ballyshannon, who has a wonderful collection of vintage bicycles on show here today. John, can you tell me first of all a little bit about your bicycle collection?
Well, it's what I've been collecting now for the best part of 20 years, and I've collected from all over Ireland, England, America, even as far away as some of them has come from France.
Where did your interest in collecting bicycles come from?
Well, it's not, I'm more so in bicycles. I collect all kinds of antiques, and I've been involved in that for the last 40 years. It's just a passion I have, and that's it. Cars, bikes, pots, pans, lamps, you name it.
And from looking around here, the bikes are in pristine condition. How do you manage to keep them so well?
Well, they just look after them, I suppose. They don't do a big pile with them. They just keep them oiled up and checked. They don't get a big pile of abuse. But in saying that, every one of them is rideable.
And you're saying you got a few of them from England and from France as well. How did you manage to get them in from the other countries?
Well, I have different people that I know, and I would go to the shows over in England. I go to Bewley there to the show. You get them, some of them in the NEC in Birmingham, and then you see them on Facebook and Twitter, and there's some more Dundee. All the different ways there is now is selling your stuff or buying whatever.
So John, you can tell us a bit about this bike here.
Well, you can see it's a hobby horse, they call it. Dates back to 1818. Reputedly one of the first bicycles ever made, and it was been built by Dennis Johnson, Long Acre in London. Now when I bought it, I had to have it all restored and done up, and I bought it the condition it's in, restored and done up. The next one then was the second bicycle I suppose ever made, and it's a bone shaker, English bone shaker, built sometime in 1868 to 1869, and was manufactured in Salford.
These are wooden spokes?
Yeah, wooden spokes, yeah. Now in this one then, they started to put a fixed wheel in the front of this one, so you're able to pedal that. And these fancy things up here are for putting your feet on when you're freewheeling along. And the next bike then is the famous penny farthing. Again, built by Herbert and Cooper in England, and it dates back to 1884.
How would people manage to get up on top of this one?
Well, just get up on the spud. There's a spud there in the back of it then. You want to be very tall to get up. It's the only bicycle of all my bicycles that I can't ride. I can't get up on, it's too big. Well, an unusual machine, isn't it? It's what you call a ladyback tandem. It's fitted with a sidecar, which is very unusual. There's not another one of them in Ireland nor England, I'm told, and has come from France. Built 1930s. The next one, a lady's Kenrig trike, dates back to 1914. 2 wheels on the front, 1 on the back, and again it's rideable. World War II Army bicycle again. It's a folding bicycle. That's all the gear that was bringing down on his back. When you were dropped off with a parachute, you folded up the bicycle and away you went. It's got a blanked out light for red or white for stopping, your drinks flasks, your cross cut in the bag, and a mask.
So this bicycle can be folded up in half?
Yeah, folded in half.
All right, very good.
The straps onto your back, when you're coming out of the plane.
Easier to carry.
Easier to carry.
Got some
and across rough terrain, either when you're walking and you want your hands free with your gun, you can fold up the bicycle and top it up on your back, and leaves you more movement for your hands. And the gun's not loaded, so you're all right, you can look at it. What we're doing here now is we're fixing a wheel that's gone off alignment.
Well, what a wonderful collection of bikes there you saw from John on show here today at the festival. I might take a spin on one of these later on myself. But for now, we're going to head back over to Aisling and find out what she's been getting up to.
So now I'm joined by Glenda Taylor at probably my favourite thing that I've seen today. Glenda,
thank you.
This is just incredible, and
Thanks,
I've
William.
never been so excited to be standing in a room full of dolls, but not just any dolls, Barbie. You're a Barbie collector. Tell us, where did it all begin?
I'm collecting Barbie, I suppose, officially for the last 10 years. Before that, I had Barbie when I was younger. I used to always play with her. I just loved just dressing her up and taking her out, and every day she was something different. She was going shopping today, sleep over tonight, and sure she got married, I don't know how many times. So just every day was something different.
And has this
amazing.
been like a collection that has run through your family, or was it something that you just started yourself?
Myself, I just started collecting. I had dolls when I was younger, and I had the Barbie magazines, and I used to go through them and spot dolls I'd like, but you can never get them in Ireland. So then I discovered eBay and credit cards. So that was my downfall. But I suppose I get the collecting bug then from my dad. He does collect postcards, coins, books, so I get a lot of the collecting tips from him. But I suppose also Mum inspired me a bit. She never had dolls when she was younger, so she used to buy them for me as well. So the first one I remember getting was in hospital. I was sick at the time, and it was a princess doll. I remember, she's actually at home at the minute, but I remember getting her. And the first collector doll I got was back in '96, the very first show which I did here at Riverstown, and she was actually the Princess of Ireland. So that was my first collector doll.
Wow, and like, I don't even know where to begin because there's just so many amazing dolls here on display. How many dolls are here on display today?
I don't actually know. I brought the whole lot up last night to put them up. I've over 600 dolls and I ran out of room, so to bring some of them back home again. So I reckon there's nearly 600 here.
And where do you keep them all at home? Do they have their own kind of room like this on display?
They do. Well, no, they're not on display, unfortunately. I kind of pack them up and bring them home, and that's it for another year. But this is their annual outing, so it's great. But no, they're all boxed away in the attic, unfortunately.
Oh.
Not as glamorous.
I see a lot of different kind of dolls here. You know, we've got Barbie, we've got some from different kind of films. Just kind of anything and anything, really. Every time I look up, I see something different. Where do you collect them from?
When I first started, I bought an awful lot on eBay, and a lot of that was from America and some from the UK. And I discovered then last weekend, I'm actually 10 years a member of the official fan club in America. So I joined that back in 2004. Every year they release a few special edition dolls, so I try and buy those if I can every year. So that's where a lot of them come from at the minute. And again, I do this show every year. I've been doing it for the last 5 or 6 years, but you meet so many different people. And I know I met one man, I think it was 2 years ago, and he contacted me after the show. He said he had a little girl who he bought dolls for. She was autistic, and he wanted me to have them. So I met him one of the days, and he gave me a big box of dolls. Didn't want a cent for them. Now I ended up sending him a voucher just to say thank you, but he was just so generous and kind. It was amazing.
That is so lovely.
Yeah, so it's good people out there. And again, like I buy a lot of them off the fan club in America. They don't post internationally. So I have a shipping buddy in America. And again, I've never met her. Don't know who she is. I know her from, would say, eBay and things like that.
But she's your best friend.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, I trust her so much because all the dolls go to her. She could easily keep them or whatever, but she sends them over to me. And Christmas, she sends me a Christmas card and the odd doll as well. And I know of another friend that I befriended on eBay, and again, she sent me presents of dolls. So it's just amazing.
It's
the
incredible.
collector family that's out there. I don't think I'll ever sell them. I hope I don't.
Or if you do to me.
So from an investor point of view, if you were going to sell them, it's good to keep them in their boxes.
Okay.
But even for like dust, sunlight, it's better to keep them in their boxes. They're more protected. But I think that sometimes the box adds to them, sometimes takes away. So it's just hard to know. You get to feel for the dog when you get her and decide from there.
Well, as you can see from behind me, there are so many amazing displays here at the National Vintage Fair. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. All you have to do is search for Irish TV. Now, I'm going to stay here with the Barbies, and we're going to take a very quick short break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back after this.
And steal away. Let the 19th annual Phil Coulter Tranquility Cruise is booking now and travels from sunny Fort Lauderdale on January the 13th, 2015. Ireland's musical ambassador Phil Coulter will travel with you through the beautiful Caribbean, who will be joined by special guests Moya Brennan, Paul Byram, Geraldine Brannigan, the New Barleycorn, and me, Malachy Cush. So steal away on Phil Coulter's 19th annual Tranquility Cruise. Book now by emailing chris@travelconcept.com or calling 001 5088 798 600.
Would you like to dramatically improve your hearing? Digital Hearing has 5,000 hearing aids to give away free. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for one now. For over 30 years, Digital Hearing has helped people improve their hearing. But there are thousands of you out there who are still hard of hearing and doing nothing about it. So Digital Hearing wants to give you a hearing aid free, so you can hear how it can help you enjoy better hearing. So call free on 1800 882822 now. Do you need the volume of the television turned up? Do you strain to hear what family and friends are saying? If I can't see to read, I wear my glasses. If you can't hear well, you should try an aid from Digital Hearing. It could change your life. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for your free sample hearing aid. Remember, better hearing from Digital Hearing.
Rediscover the beauty of Ireland at Beleek Castle, Ballina, County Mayo. Dine like a king in our award-winning restaurant, or sleep peacefully in one of our authentic bedrooms. Experience the west of Ireland's enchanting surroundings, ideal for your dream wedding. Create your own piece of history at Beleek Castle.
Ireland's biggest and best country music weekend returns to the Clanry Hotel, Letterkenny on the 28th and 29th of June 2014, featuring the creme de la creme of Ireland's country music stars, including Derek Ryan, Philomena Begley, Mike Denver, Jimmy Buckley, Robert Mazzell, Johnny Brady, Jim Devine, Lee Matthews, Jerry Guthrie, JP and Mac and Caroline, Frank McCaffrey, Tony Kerr, Joe Moore, Paul Kelly, Martin Cuff, and over 50 other acts on 3 different stages, all for €160 per person sharing. Daily tickets available. Contact the Clanry Hotel, details now showing on your screen, or log on to www.musicmasterpromotions.com.
McGinley Motors, your main Land Rover dealers in County Donegal. Find us at Pierce Road, Letterkenny, or the Quay, Donegal Town. For new cars, used cars, servicing and after sales, call McGinley Motors today. Think Land Rover, think McGinley's.
Don't make do with any old loft ladder, get a Styra folding attic stairs. We have a range of sizes or can custom build to a customer's specifications. The Styra is built to last and comes with a 10-year guarantee to back it up. Fully fitted by experts with over 30 years experience. All timber sourced from renewable forests in Europe and Canada. Call us today on 1850 639 639 or visit styra.com.
Welcome back to Out and About in Ireland. We're going to head over to Rory now, who's getting a lesson in model behaviour when he meets David and Gareth to talk about their model farms.
Well, we have tractors ploughing and baling, and we have old tractors harvesting as well.
Very good. And David, can you tell me a bit more about the toys, where you got all the toys from?
Well, most of my toys is got in Toys in Ballymote, Toymaster, and some of it might be got at model shows.
And can you tell me a bit more about the design there of the set?
Well, we just kind of took it off a realistic farm, and we just thought it looked very good.
Yeah, it looks very good. Maybe can you describe a bit more, Gareth, some of the things you have here as well?
Well, we have tractors doing different jobs and people working on farms, and it's like a real life farm.
And do you enjoy coming down to Riverstown for the festival?
Yeah, I love it. It's really good.
What's the best thing about it?
The farm.
Very good. What do you like? What do you enjoy, Gareth? What do you enjoy coming to see in Riverstown?
Well, nice to see loads of people around, and the farm, all different people's models, what they make.
And are you farmers? Do you enjoy working on the farm?
Yeah.
And do you have a farm at home? Can you describe some of the jobs you do on the farm?
Well, feed cattle, dung them out, and that's really it.
And have you seen some of the bigger tractors here as well today? Can you tell me a bit more about that, David?
Yeah, there's lots of old vintage tractors because it's a vintage show, and there's Fordsons and Fords and David Browns, and there's all sorts of tractors today. And my dad helps me out a lot, and he'd pay for the timber, and I pay for the more the fencing and the stuff, and Gareth's here to help with the tractors.
Very good. And it'll take a long time to put it all together. Can you tell me about some of the things you had to make and do here?
Well, one of our carpets is a maize field, and we got that in a shop, and it's meant to be a carpet. And another one is a pillow that we use for barley, so it all works out together.
So you can make different things from all different material as well. Is there some more stuff as well? You're talking about the roads as well, Gareth. Can you tell me about how you made them?
Well, we got spray paint and sprayed paint all the roads, and then put white paint for the lines and stick on earrings as cat's eyes.
And thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, bye.
We bring small, friendly, fun farm animals to schools, creches, nursing homes in Sligo, Leitrim, Mayo, Roscommon and Longford. As you can see, they're lively, they're great fun, and the children and older people get so much from handling the animals. We've got with us today, we've got rabbits, chickens, ducks, goats, geese. We've got white doves that we release at weddings, and they're basically white homing pigeons. So that we let them go, they go round the sky 2 or 3 times and then shoot off home back to Giva. All this started off, I lost my job in the IT Sligo in 2011, and rather than just signing on the door or looking for another job, we looked at what we had, the skills and the abilities that myself and Lucy had, and we had our own small holding in Giva, and we said, what can we do? We don't want to bring people into us, we'll bring the farm out to them. We saw the joy that children had, what they experienced when they met the animals, and really it was a no-brainer once we got the idea. He's a meat breed rabbit, so originally they would have been bred for the meat and for the hide. They're a giant rabbit, even though this one's only 3 months old. We've got ducklings here. These are about 3 weeks old now, so they grow very fast as well.
Yeah, do you have any just a few of them that you have?
This is just a few of them that we have, yeah. We try to breed all our own animals when we can. We buy in stock then. We've got some smaller rabbits down here that are just a month old. These are babies. They're just out of the nest today.
Oh, very good.
These are exactly a month old.
A month?
A month old.
Jeez, they're small.
Aren't they small?
How old is this one then?
This one is 3 months. So look at the size difference that they'll make up in 2 months. This is Blackthorn, the goat. He's a pygmy goat, a miniature goat. And he was bred from our own stock as well. And so he won't grow any bigger than this. That's his full height.
How old is he?
And he's a castrated male. He's about 18 months now. Everything we do is based on either the national school curriculum or on ASHTA, which is the preschool curriculum.
Okay.
So it's not only a fun experience for children, it's very educational.
Yeah.
And it's focused, and that's the thing. What we like to do is we like to do a series of short visits at schools and creches and build up a really good relationship with the children. The way we do that is to go several times a year with a different animal each time. So we might do a session on ducks or chicks, and then another week we'll go and we'll do a session on rabbits, another week we'll do a session on sheep and a session on goats. And we back all that up with curriculum material and with artefacts such as wool, feathers, food, and the children have something left behind then to remember.
So as you can see, so many wonderful animals on display here at Riverstown Festival, like this fella here. Now we're going to head out back over to Aisling to find out what she's been getting up to. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you, Rory. Yes, with so many vintage machinery on display here today and loads of activities, I found the man who's going to take me through one that has definitely been here for years. That is thrashing. George Reynolds here beside me. George, can you describe exactly what thrashing is?
Thrashing is the separation of the grain from the straw. When the corn is cut in the fields, long ago it was made into sheaves, and it was tied with a band from the corn. And when it was dried out properly, it was ready for thrashing. That would be for separating the grain from the straw, whether it be wheat or oats or barley or whatever grain you had. And the grain then was used to feed animals.
So is thrashing still used today in terms of getting feed to animals, or is there a lot more modern
Well, it's the
technology?
modern way now is the combine harvester. It's actually thrashed in the combine harvester. Even that the combine harvester comes along and it cuts the grain and it thrashes it, and the grain falls out in rows behind the combine. But the thrasher was a stationary job. It went from farm to farm and thrashed whatever grain people had that they would have harvested. and separated the cordon from the grain, and then when that job was done, they moved on to the next farm.
And is it hard to maintain this kind of machine for these kind of different shows or for your own?
Well, you have to be careful with them. You have to keep them housed and keep them dry, you know. And when you do that with them, that's more or less the maintenance on them. But if some parts of boards or screens or something like that get over the years, they can tend to rot and get damaged, and you have to get them made up and replaced, which isn't easy to get done now because there's not many places making the screens or making the little panels that would rot in them. But good engineering works can do that for you.
And this machine that we see behind us here, how old is this one in particular?
That machine was made in 1944, so it's a pretty good age. It's as old as myself.
Well, you're actually going to take us a little through, show us how exactly the machine works now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to actually turn it on and see how exactly thrashing is done.
So what we're using is straw, and this is where the process starts. It's pitched from here up onto the platform up here, and then a man is up there. And well, if he was feeding the sheaves of oats, he'd have a knife and he'd have to cut the belts where it was tied with, and it's loosened out, and it's fed into the drum then of the mill.
Okay.
And it goes into the mill, and the process then is that it separates the straw from the grain. So the grain goes out the back and into the bags. And that's over here. Comes into the bags here. Comes out on those chutes here. Comes out and into the bags. And when the bag fills up, you take off. You close down your chute. You close down your little latch there, and you open another one, and it's filling into another one. You take off that bag and you replace the bag with an empty one. So that's the process that goes on there.
Right, and you start it all then.
So you start you start up your tractor and you get your belt. You have to have your belt and pulley and all that in line, or that belt would come off. And
is that secure?
Oh yeah. That one. So when you have it lined up properly, it's quite secure. So you start the tractor and you let it go off nice and slowly, and you get up to the speed that you want to run the mill at. And you start then and you feed, as I said before, you feed your grain in. So will I do that? Will I start it up for you now?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now we're going to start thrashing now. So we open it up. Oh boy! So now this is how you feed it, nice and slowly into it like that. Don't put the hands down too low. Get the two hands up.
Well, I think I found a new job doing this thrashing, but will I stay here? Let's go back to Rory and see what he's up to.
Joining me now on the programme is Kieran McGowan, who has a fantastic display of vintage cameras and projectors on show here today at the festival. So Kieran, can you talk me through some of the cameras you have here on display? A wonderful collection.
Yeah, basically what we have here is the Cine 8 cameras, you know. The likes of that Quantica there that you would just open up like that, you put your spool in there, and you reel up here and you record away, and you can play back then, you know. That one is actually...
Is this functioning as well?
It is functioning, it's in a mint condition, that one.
So you roll up the film in here?
Film in there, yeah. And it goes back up there, spool there. You know, a bit like the projectors in a way, you know.
Yeah.
The film just goes around and you wind it there. Wind it up there on the side. And you just hold like that and shoot. That's a shot there.
Let's have a go and see how we get
check
on.
the cover off. And you have the different lenses for different functions there.
And what era now is this movie camera from?
That's the early 1950s, 1960s. You're going back through here, then you go on to the box cameras, the box brownies and the Hawkeye box cameras, okay? Then you have the flash cameras on the bottom here, which the flash brownies as well, okay? Brownies are very popular cameras in the day. 1930s, 1950s.
And this is, of course, one of the cameras in their own original box here as well.
Yeah, this is a Brownie 127. It's known as the Brownie flash camera outfit. Okay, and there's the film for it. The original Kodak film, 127 film, and the bulb there, which I actually put off myself one day and nearly blinded myself. I didn't think it was working, and that goes along with a lot of the range of flashes there with the flash cameras there. We have another one there. This is a camera that my father actually had one similar to that when we were young, and I'd always remember the noise when he was wheeling in for the next one and just take the shot like that.
Yeah, and I suppose it's great bringing back history and memories for people who are here today looking over all these cameras, right down their own childhood.
Indeed, they were thinking back when their grandfather, their father took photographs, and they're going home now to see have they still got cameras and think they're worth big money. But I had a person in there earlier on saying that their father used to go out every Sunday, and when everyone would be dressed up on the Sunday, he used to take photographs of the neighbours. So he has a record of all the neighbours over the years.
Very good. So we're moving up here along, then we've got
moving
some
along
of the Kodak
here.
Brownies and some of the...
We have folding cameras here. Some of these cameras are going back to 1909, 1916. You have Eastman autographic camera there. You have the Kodak Special C camera, which we have a smaller version over there. It's S Icon. You have a Vest pocket camera here that would be used a lot. A lot of soldiers brought that camera with them and took shots in the war times. This camera here, it's a Cleto quarter plate camera. It was got at a car boot sale in Cavan, and these are the plates. It's like a smaller version of that camera there, and there are the plates that go into it. And we actually have 100 negatives that we're developing now, going back to the 1920s, to relate to that camera. And some of the pictures are unbelievable, like, you know. Now, what you have here is the Polaroid Instamatic, where
these were a big hit back in the day.
They were a big hit in the 1970s, you know, where you press the button, your film comes out, you peel the tape off it, and you have a picture straight away. I actually think that Polaroid have a new one out now. They launched it on this year,
they're coming back. They're trying to come back with a bang. Yeah, because I remember these ones back in the day. You get your cameras, the small little pictures that come back out on these.
Small little pictures, yeah. Excellent.
Very good, yeah.
And along there, that's the Polaroid land cameras, okay, and there's flash cameras, the small flash cameras here. Up at the back then you have the 35mm cameras. You have Olympus, you have Partica, and then you have the Ilford, which were very popular. Up at the back here, the Instamatic 100 was the first Instamatic camera in Kodak.
Is this a real camera?
Yeah, that's known as a submarine hit camera. It would be known as a spy camera. They were made in Japan. They were designed like a cigarette lighter, and the film went in the back there.
So it's disguised. It's small,
yeah, for undercover
tiny.
jobs.
How did you get your hands on this?
It came in a box with another few cameras in the bottom of it. That's how I got my hands on it, yeah. We're moving on to projectors.
Yeah,
you know, you're
coming
coming
one of the ones that you see in the cinemas now, is it?
Yeah, they used to bring them around to schools years ago and show films with them.
Right,
yeah.
you have projectors here.
Yeah, you have slide projectors here where you put the slides in, like that there, and you just turn it on. A light comes on, and you have a white screen or a white wall, and it'll show the picture up on it. Some of them are good makes, you know.
Do you take much pictures yourself, or do you just use it for a collection?
And I do with the Partica or the Canon, and also the digital camera that I have, you know.
Have a look here at this instrument here, because I'm not too sure
this is
one of these before.
It's known as a wire recorder. They were invented by Webster in Chicago in the early 1940s, 1950s. Before tape came in, they recorded onto wire. That wire there, and the recording on that is a wedding back in the 1940s or 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
On this wire
on
here?
On that wire, yeah. The spool goes down here. It goes through this adapter here. There's a little V in it, and it goes onto that there, and then you run it. There's a speaker built in here, and the beauty of that is you can listen, or if you want to record over it, you can take that speaker there and the microphone, and you record into it. Yeah.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah. And they were made by Webster in Chicago. Originally, the army bought a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I think in later years the BBC took over them. I'm not sure how long they lasted after that.
How many cameras do you have altogether in your collection?
That varies there's about 130 cameras here today, you know, so maybe we'll have a few more after today. A few people said they'd leave a few into me.
Yeah, you've had huge interest here today.
Oh, it was unreal, it was unreal today, yeah. People were really loved it, you know, and had a great day, so.
Yeah, and it's great as well, you know, the whole festival here, the National Vintage Festival, of course, in Riverstown, it's been a great day overall.
Oh, it's great, and just to get this facility, to do this and show this to people, they brought back an awful memories to people today where they remember their grandfather, their father, taking photographs with some of them cameras.
Well, a wonderful display of vintage cameras and projectors there from Kieran. Now it's time for us to go to a quick break here on the programme, but join us after the break when we've got lots more still to come from the Riverstown National Vintage Festival. Smile.
Step away from your daily life to a haven of rest, reflection and renewal. Loch Derg St. Patrick's Sanctuary has been a harbour of peace and prayer for over 1,000 years. Join us on one of our organised pilgrimages in 2014 and be restored by this unique island.
Water, vital to our daily lives. It gives us life. It transports us. It's a playground for sport and activities. But water always deserves our respect. Without warning, it can suddenly and silently take a life. Learn swimming and life-saving skills. Use life jackets and equipment properly. Visit iws.ie.
Mayo.ie is your home for all things Mayo. Mayo.ie is a website connecting Mayo people at home and abroad, with local news, parish newsletters, event guide, online shop, business listings and much, much more. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Mayo.ie, your guide for all things Mayo.
Would you like to dramatically improve your hearing? Digital Hearing has 5,000 hearing aids to give away free. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for one now. For over 30 years, Digital Hearing has helped people improve their hearing. But there are thousands of you out there who are still hard of hearing and doing nothing about it. So Digital Hearing wants to give you a hearing aid free, so you can hear how it can help you enjoy better hearing. So call free on 1800 882822 now. Do you need the volume of the television turned up? Do you strain to hear what family and friends are saying? If I can't see to read, I wear my glasses. If you can't hear well, you should try an aid from Digital Hearing. It could change your life. So call free on 1800 882822 and apply for your free sample hearing aid. Remember, better hearing from Digital Hearing.
Country Stoves, with you from the good old days right to the present time.
From the 25th to the 29th of June, the French occupy Ballina, County Mayo. With 20 events over 5 days, experience the epic battle that took place as Humbert's troops marched through the town. Watch the past come to life with Humbert's footsteps.
Sligo Rovers are founded in 1928, going up to the present date, right? And what we have with us is some old cups, medals, we have some jerseys, scarves, we've got paper cuttings, programmes, we've got a little bit of selection of everything related to the club. Myself and Mick here, we're involved with the Sligo Rovers Heritage Group. We've been formed recently, and our order is to preserve all the memorabilia related to Sligo Rovers. So hopefully in some years to come, when we're history, like ourselves, we'll have some of the memorabilia here, and hopefully we'll have, in the near future, we'll have a museum in the showgrounds, and all this will be all part of it. A lot of these medals and cups, some of them have been donated by players and family connected to Sligo Rovers in Sligo, you know, so it's a combination. We have with us here a selection of old medals that Sligo Rovers have won, and this particular one here is the first medal ever won by Sligo Rovers in 1928. Now, Sligo Rovers were a team from in the west of Ireland, and all the teams that they were playing were always in Dublin, so Sligo had to travel to Dublin. But in order to get into the Free State League, they had to go up, move up the tables and play the ranks, and they had to enter the Sunday Alliance League. Now, this is the actual medal that they won in 1931-32 in the Sunday Alliance League. This is the Setanta Cup that was played between the north and the southern teams, and Sligo Rovers were proud winners of this only just a few short weeks ago. That's the actual.
So who was Sligo beating?
Sligo beat Dundalk in the final 1-0 in Tala. But I've been collecting generally everything related to Sligo Rovers for the last 35 years. It's turned into a passion now, you know. So it's a disease, but everything. We're always looking for something different, unusual related to Sligo Rovers, and like today, bits and pieces are turning up, and we're delighted to have it.
So I'm standing here now with John Madden, the president of the Irish Vintage Society. John, you performed in the parade there down the town. How are you feeling today?
Oh, good, thank God. Good. It was nice. But I suppose back a few years from now, like, I'd be able to go further. But still not the same. We led it over to the turn into the community park over, and it was nice because pipes before a parade like that, we noticed there now with a good few years that when people inside the pub and they hear pipes coming or inside the shop, they'll come out to see what's happening, and then they'll see the parade, they'll see everything. Like this, it's a good thing, like, no. So I had no objection when John Taylor asked me to do it. I had no objection. I said I'll do it, no problem.
And you also opened up today's event. You must feel very proud to see so many vintage displays of machinery and crafts and things coming into one area for people to come in with their families and see what's on offer.
Yeah. Yes, it's great. Like, come from all. Well, today now this is the IVS, which is the Irish Vintage Society National Rally, like, and it's great to see them coming from all over the country, like, and support you. So good, like, it's very, very good. Like, it was a pleasure to stand up there on that stage and see them come in and support us like they did. Fair play.
And you're also the president of the Irish Vintage Society. How long have you been involved with the Vintage Society?
I'm involved with the Irish Vintage Society since 1997. A few of us organised the Irish Vintage Society. We have a few thousand members now, so everything's going great for us, thank God.
What do you think draws people in, like, you know, or people's obsession with vintage? Why do you think these things are so important?
It's all the old vehicles, the old cars and tractors. As I said there today, like in my spiff, that we dig them out of ditches or out of barns or sheds, and we put a lot of time into them, you know, doing them up again. You put a lot of time into them, and it costs a good lot of money to painting. You have to put them for spray painting and all of that, and the cars, then you might have to get the upholstery done too, like, and it takes a lot of time. But then people that have nothing like that, they love to come around and be looking at them. Now the young crowd come around because they didn't see it, tractors or cars long ago like that, like, no. And then the old crowd will come around knowing that it is the cars and tractors that they had themselves in the old days, and they'd enjoy coming back, and it brings back memories to them, like the thrashers now and the cars and all of that. It brings back memories to them, and they'll love watching them, like, working to the. And that is great.
Great. And we wish you all the best with this, John. And thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you.
And thanks very much indeed.
Nice
thank
talking
you.
to you. You too. Thank you.
Very good.
Well, unfortunately, that's all we have time for at the National Vintage Festival here in Riverstown, County Sligo.
Yeah, but remember, if you would like to watch this episode or any of our older episodes again, you can catch us online on irishtv.ie.
But we're going to go catch a lift now up to the parade. So, until next week, Slán.
Agus Banach.
Hang on, guys.
Wait for us.
County Matters embraces the rich diversity and vibrancy in every single county in Ireland. This series delves into the fabric of Irish culture and society and unearths the stories and characters of community life in modern Ireland. This weekly half-hour TV show from every county explores the unique treasures of Ireland, capturing the magic and passion of the people as we crisscross the country. Your County Matters every week on Irish TV.